Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my monthly buys and buys. I did get this video idea from another YouTuber. Her name is Anne. I always have her link down below. I feel like I'm slowly losing my voice, so we'll see if I can get through this entire video. But pretty much this is the video where every month I go over what my empties are and what I've hauled and what I've brought in. I am on a controlled buy and a beauty budget, and so I have those details down in my description box, and I can link my other videos and my intro up in the eye. But basically, I have a set amount of money that I can spend on makeup and skincare for the year, and I have to stick to that budget. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my empties. So typically every year I do have about $2,000 worth of empties. That does not mean that that is the amount that I've paid for the items. A lot of my larger ticket items come from FabFitFun, and so I'm very thankful to be able to try out more expensive items through the subscription box. But I feel like I have to preface that because with what my budget is, it is very off balance with what I actually use up. But I ended up getting my FabFitFun subscription for the year from my husband for Christmas, and so I do not include that in with my budget each month. So I have my lovely trash can here, and we're kind of full with some products. So let me go ahead and scoot some stuff over and set this down, and we'll just pull off the top. So this is the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. This is one of their jumbo sized ones. I did go ahead and finish all of this up. I have another one of these that I already started using, and basically I'm going to try to buy 2 jumbo sizes per year, and that will be my only like balm cleanser that I use because I do double cleanse. This is my holy grail. I love this. I wait for Clinique to have a sale, and so I'm anticipating picking 2 more of these up at the end of the year during the Black Friday sale. Another big item is the Way scalp and body scrub. I did get this in a FabFitFun. I believe this is just the regular scent, but I did go ahead and I used all this up. I did enjoy this. It was a very coarse scrub. I didn't use it in my hair. I only used it on my body, and mainly I used this to either exfoliate my arms where I have KP or to exfoliate my legs around shaving time. So I liked it. I'm glad I got to try it in FabFitFun, but I don't think I would spend this type of money on this type of product. Continuing on with scrubs, this is a 2-minute, it's from Pure Lease. It's a face scrub, but it was the 2-minute polishing peel, so it had chemical and physical exfoliants in it. This ended up being too intense for my face, and I don't like using harsh physical exfoliants on my face, and so I did use this up as a scrub for my arms. So if I was taking a bath, at the end of my bath I would just leave this on for 2 minutes. I'd scrub it, and again, it treats my KP. So if anybody has exfoliating or scrubby masks out there that you've gotten in your collection and you don't really like them, use them on your body. Sticking with the skincare theme, I have the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. This also came in a FabFitFun. I've always been interested in Glow Recipe products, but they've kind of been a little bit pricey for what they are. And I do have some fruit allergies, and so I've always been kind of intimidated to try some of their products. But when this came up on FabFitFun a couple seasons ago, I gladly picked it up. It does have a nice watermelon smell. It was a nice gel moisturizer. Again, for the size of this and how quickly I went through it, this wouldn't be something that I would pick up, but if it came out in a subscription box again, I would gladly add this to my box. I have some mini skincare here. So this is the Ola Hendrickson Truth Banana Bright Vitamin C Serum, and then this is the Clinique Eye Balm. So when I traveled for work over the past month in April, I did take these two with me to be my eye cream and to be my vitamin C while I was traveling, and so it was really great for that purpose. I'm glad that I got to use them up. I like the eye balm. It's not as nourishing as what I like, but overall, I mean, I enjoyed using it. It was a good little sample size. This made my sunscreen pill. So I had to be, I only used maybe half of it up during my trip, and then I brought it home and continued using it. And so I would only use it on days that I didn't have to leave the house. So, I mean, and this has a very, very strong, like citrus scent. So, not my favorite vitamin C, but overall, I mean, the mini was nice to try out and to travel with. Let's do two more non-makeup things, and then the rest of the stuff that's in there is makeup. So I am doing a pan that polish this year. So I have two Essie polishes that I'm trying to use up. And after I use up those polishes, I'm going to buy myself some polishes from Holo Taco. So I ended up using one of my polishes up. And so there are my marks. By the time that it gets down here, it's so thick that I added some nail polish thinner to it, and then I created decals by pouring it out onto like a yogurt lid and mixing them and making cool patterns. So overall, I'm glad to have this out of my collection. It wasn't my favorite shade. It's kind of this like taupey gray. And so I feel like it kind of washed out my nails and maybe made me look a little sick. So not my favorite, but I'm glad to have it out because I only have a little bit left on my other polish before I can place my order. And then I was holding this up with it. It's just another Burt's Bees chapstick. This is in the chai tea flavor. This came in a set during the fall. Actually, I really did enjoy. Sorry, puppy dog's over there. Oh, I can't talk about her because then she'll come over here. But this came out in like a fall pack of different flavors. I really enjoyed the flavor. If they kind of had this all year round, I would go back to this time and time again, but I always have a Burt's Bees chapstick going. Alrighty, so the rest of the empties are makeup, but I'll start out with my one packet. And so I rolled some foundation samples into my deck of panning, which, shameless plug, I'll link it up above and down below. But this is the It Cosmetics Nude Glow CC cream. And this is what I have on my face today. And I'm glad that you guys can't see me up close because my makeup looks like a disaster. I usually really love It Cosmetics, and actually their CC cream, like their regular one, is one of my holy grails. But the Nude Glow one with my oily skin, it just did not mix. So I have one more of these samples to go through, and I'm almost debating not putting myself through that just because of how bad it's making my skin look and my foundation look. But at least I'm happy to have one rolled out, and again, over the next couple days, I don't really have to see anybody at work, so I might just muster through the other packet just to get it done. But needless to say that the Nude Glow will not be the It Cosmetics product that I pick up. I used up my last mini of the Smashbox Primerizer. This is the old packaging. They put these on like clearance when they were starting to change the packaging, so I had one more left. I felt like the formula on the last one that I panned, I felt like the formula was starting to change, so I kind of like mixed this in with my moisturizer, just added a little bit of moisture to my skin, but I kind of like really like muscled through this because I didn't want this to go bad before I was able to use it up. I don't think that I would buy this again. It is a nice moisturizer and a primer, but overall I don't feel like I need this in my routine anymore. Speaking of primers, if you guys caught my project pan, which again, shameless plug, I'll link it, but I used up another one of my Jelly Pop e.l.f. primers. I have one more left in my collection, and e.l.f. teased us by saying that they might bring this back. So we'll see what happens with that. But I do have one more in my collection that I'll end up using up in the fall. But overall, I love this product. I would repurchase it time and time again if e.l.f. brought it back. So I'm happy to get through this because I don't want them to go bad while I'm like savoring them. So I'm glad to have this out of the collection. And let's go on to this one. So I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. And so I went through one of these. It usually takes me anywhere from 2.5 to 3 months to go through a setting spray. The sprayer on this ended up breaking. Like it just started like spitting, even though there was like a third of the bottle left in here. So I just commandeered an empty bottle that I had here and used up the rest of this. But it was interesting that I've never had one of the sprayers break on this product before. This is not necessarily something that is like a holy grail for me, but if I'm trying to reach like a shipping threshold on ColourPop, I would throw another one of these into my cart if I needed to. I have 2 mascara empties, and so they're both minis, but I have the Clinique High Impact Mascara, and in case you've never seen the wand on this one, it is a very traditional wand, but this is actually one of my favorite mascaras, and not because it does anything special, but because it's just a workhorse. Like, it does what it's supposed to do. It adds a little bit of volume, it adds some definition, and it stays put. And so I actually have another one of these minis back in my collection, and I will definitely, anytime I can pick these up, you know, in sets or anything like that, I really do enjoy this mascara. But this one, on the other hand, and this is going to be like the most unpopular opinion of 2023, but this is the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water. And this was so hyped, and so when it came out as like a point perk or a free gift with order, I did pick one up. Again, if you've never seen this brush, and this one is still pretty full, so it's kind of gunky, but this is a tubing mascara. And I've used tubing mascaras before in the past, and I've really enjoyed them. I don't enjoy this one. The amount of time, so it does tube, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't smudge, it, you know, it removes with warm water, so it does all the things that tubing mascara is supposed to do, but this flaked. And pretty much every day that I wore it, I ended up getting a flake of this in my eyeball, and it was so uncomfortable, and I was trying to get it out without ruining the rest of my makeup. And after the like 2 weeks of doing that, I finally was like, enough is enough. I can't put myself through this every single day. And really, it was frustrating because I removed my makeup with a balm cleanser and then a regular cleanser. I would still have mascara on my lashes, you know, after 2 cleanses. Like, I'd have to keep going and rubbing at my eyes with warm water just to get it off. And if I'm going through the process of double cleansing, I need a mascara that's just going to come off with the double cleanse and not have to put, I don't want to say trauma, but have to put my eyes through all of that rubbing. It wasn't good. So while it was a pretty mascara, it just doesn't function in a way that fits my life, if that makes sense. So again, unpopular opinion, but I will not be repurchasing the Cali Ray, and this is pretty much full. I couldn't use it after that couple weeks of just getting flakes in my eyes. This is another item that rolled out of my project pan, and that is one of my loose powders. I have these containers that I bought on Amazon, and so I ended up mixing 1 container of the Too Faced Peach Perfect and 1 container of the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I mixed them together and then divided them into 2 separate pots. So I finished one. I have another one that I'm working on right now, but I like mixing stuff to make it work for me, and usually adding the e.l.f. Halo Glow, you know, I usually have 1 powder that keeps me matte with 1 powder that, you know, maybe gives me a little bit of glow. And if I mix them together, they both do their job. It makes sense for me. But overall, I'm glad to have a powder out of my collection. The other powders that I have after these are the Nakia Joy Velvet Setting Powders. Those typically last me 6 months per container, where these usually only last me about 2.5, 3 months. And so as far as like when I think about bang for buck and products that work for me, I'd rather just buy 2 of the Nakia Joy powders every year and be able to use those up completely. But again, I had the Too Faced Peach Perfect. Whenever they were discontinuing that product, I picked up one on sale, so I'm just glad to have it out of my collection. I used up a highlighter mini, and so this is just a mini in Champagne Pop from Becca. This was also in my project pan, so I used this up to completion. I really do like that shade and that formula. I wish that Smashbox would come out with minis. And I don't know if it would make sense for them because of course they have to like pay for the special packaging and all this stuff. But I remember when Becca used to do like the holiday sets and they would have like 3 minis. I loved that. Absolutely loved that. So Smashbox, if you're watching my tiny channel, please bring out minis in the Becca highlighting formula that you guys have taken over. Next, I have my lip liner from ColourPop. This is in Little One. I use this all the way up. You see the plastic in there. This took me 8 months to use completely, basically using it every single day. So I'm currently working on another ColourPop lip liner, and I feel like as long as they have shades that I want, this might be the only lip liner formula that I end up purchasing. Like L'Oreal ones, I could go through one of those in like 4 months, versus this ColourPop one, it took me 8 months. So I'm happy with that. Next 2 products are both brow products, and I kind of teased this in my project pan, but this is all that remains of the ABH Perfect Brow pencil. So this is one that obviously you sharpen. And so for the same price as the micro brow, which I can go through one of those in 3 months, for the same price as a micro brow, you can get one of these that lasts you 8 months. And so I know I'm fortunate I have thicker brows. I know a lot of people need to be able to do the hair-like strokes, but really I feel like this is going to be my holy grail brow pencil until the end of time. I already have another one. I rolled another brow pencil into my project pan, so I'm going to use that one up first, but I do already have one of these waiting in the wings. And then this is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. If you've never seen this one, and again, it's kind of nasty, but that's what the brush looks like. It's like thin, but then has shorter and longer bristles on it. I love this stuff. It is like glue for your brows. Your brows will not move. Right now I'm using an ABH brow gel, and it's a softer hold. So it still holds them in place, but it's softer. Whereas this, like, you'll have crunchy brows, and I'm okay with that. If my brow hairs decide to do their own thing, they will be all over the place. So I am okay with crunchy brows. So I think that, I know last year, September 30th is like National Brow Day or something. So Sephora did a buy one, get one half off on their brow products. And so I already have in my budget that next or this upcoming September, I'm going to be placing orders for my brow products for the next year. And I think I'm just going to pick up 2 of these. I did look at my spreadsheets, and it does take me 6 months to use one of these up. And so I really feel like it is a good value for the money for me, the way that I like to do my makeup and the way that I want my brows to stay in place. The last item that I am decluttering, rolling out, calling it empty, is one of my sponges. So this is from DSMD Shop. I will have it linked down below, but these are my favorite sponges. I love them because they have a flat side, they have this pointed side, and then a nice round base. Of course, this one's dry, and so they do get bigger and fluffier. If you watched my most recent Get Ready With Me, again, shameless plug, I'll link it. I did use another one of their sponges to apply my foundation and all my cream products, and so you'll be able to see it fluffed up and bigger. But this one is from last year, and it is just, it's not cleaning as well as it used to, and I just think that it's time to be retired. But overall, I love these sponges, and it's from a small woman-owned business, so I love supporting her business as well. So let's talk numbers. I did use up 18 products in total, and that doesn't include my chapstick. I don't ever put my chapsticks in here. It's just at the end of the year, I'm kind of curious how many chapsticks I go through. But I went through 18 products, and the total value for the products in April, I used up $293.84 worth of products. And so that brings my year to date to $916.67. So we're only 4 months in, and I'm already almost to the $1,000 mark. I feel like I'm going to surpass the $2,000 mark this year, and I'm okay with that. That means that I'm moving through my products and I'm using stuff up. But again, this just helps me be a little bit more aware of the cost of beauty. And not only that, but cost of self-care, because some of this stuff, and actually me putting on my makeup every morning is my self-care. I sit down in the morning with my cup of coffee and I put on my makeup and I get to be artistic with my eyeshadow, and that is my self-care. So I feel like this is an okay price for me to pay to feel good about myself and enjoy something and have that self-care moment. All right, moving on to purchases. So I purchased a little bit more this month than before, and mainly the Sephora VIP sale was going on, so I already knew I was going to be picking up some things. But the first purchase that I made in April was getting a new Bobbi Brown corrector. I do have one of the potted corrector in my project pan, and so when she came out with the stick correctors, I wanted to try this formula. And what I find so interesting about this is, number one, I ordered this from the Bobbi Brown website. About 4 days prior to the VIB sale, Bobbi Brown was having 25% off. And so with 25% off and it was free shipping, I only spent $25 on this product. So I ended up getting more off than I would have at the Sephora sale. All right, I had to pull up Sephora so I could get my weights and everything right. So the stick corrector and the pot corrector are both $33 retail. But in the pot, you get 0.05 ounces, and in the stick, you get 0.1. So essentially, you get double the amount of product in the stick than what you get in the pot for the same price. And I guess this is why it's good to, compare these things and be kind of nerdy about them. But this is what the stick corrector looks like. I got it in the same shade, so I got it in light bisque. It does, roll up and have the product like that. This feels very nice. The cap is kind of weighted. It has a magnetic closure. So, overall, I am happy to have this. I am going to be thrilled to work through my pot corrector so that I can use this one and just, be able to scribble it on my under eyes and not stick my finger into a pot anymore. Next, I placed an order on Amazon, and to get free shipping, I did go ahead and add another one of my Holy Grail toners to it. So this is the Innisfree Balancing Toner with green tea. This is my first step to my morning skincare, just to add some moisture to the skin, and also to balance out any of my sebum production throughout the day, because again, I have oily skin. So I really do love this. I've gone through like 3 or 4 of these. Innisfree did change their packaging and increase some of their prices on Sephora, but I still was able to find this one on Amazon. So I was able to get it for a little bit cheaper. And so let's see here. My next purchase, while I was traveling for work, I went to a TJ Maxx in the city that I was in. And so I ended up, because bless my heart, they didn't really have a big selection, but they had some bins sitting out that was product that they were waiting to put up on the shelves. and I have no shame, and so I dug through those bins, and I was able to find the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. So this has been on my wish list for years. I actually, Too Faced had a sale a little while ago, and I actually had this in my cart, but there was nothing else I wanted from Too Faced, and I refused to pay $8 in shipping for a bronzer. So I was super thrilled to find this at TJ Maxx. It was the only one in the bin, and thank goodness also it's a shade that will match me. So the milk chocolate is the lightest of the 3 shades that they have. It has that wonderful cocoa scent, and so I'm about to be done with a bronzer, and so this will make 3 powder bronzers in my collection altogether, and with the way that I basically eat bronzer, I don't see any problem with me being able to use this up, hopefully the first part of next year. But again, I am super thrilled to have this in my collection, and also to get it for, I think it was $17. So super thrilled. Also at TJ Maxx, I did pick up 2 packs of the Shiseido facial cottons. After I realized that TJ Maxx puts these on clearance all the time, because I don't know if people know how good these are, but I do pick them up whenever I see them, and I got these for $3 a pack. With these, I do try to use the reusable cotton rounds, but sometimes when my eyes are super sensitive, a reusable pad is even just too much. So these are soft, they're wonderful, and so I'm happy to have more of these in my collection for my use and to get them so cheap. So the last purchase of the month was during the Sephora VIB sale, so I'll go ahead and I'll do my individual items. So I did pick up an item from the Inky list, and this is the Collagen Peptide Serum. So I wanted to get this to start using on my neck. And so I swear Jessica Braun can influence me to buy just about anything. But she did a sponsored post earlier on in April, and she was talking about a neck serum, and it was like a peptide serum. And so, you know, I'm 38 years old. I want to start paying attention to my neck and my wrinkles and everything like that. But the serum that she was talking about in her sponsored post is like $60 something. And I could not do that with the way that my skincare budget is. I did not have that in the budget. So I looked around for some other things. I already use a lot of niacinamide in my routine, so I didn't need to add or get another product with even more niacinamide in it. But I decided to go ahead and try something from the Inky list, and bless it, when this came, this is tiny, but it is 1 fluid ounce. It's just minimal packaging. So I appreciate that they do have the minimal packaging, but I did go ahead and I started using this month. No results to report, but I am using that serum exclusively on my neck at night. Then I picked up 2 things from the Sephora collection during the VIB sale. The in-house brand does go 30% off. So I picked up a brown eyeliner. Again, Jessica Braun has been raving about these. And so I used up my Urban Decay brown eyeliner last year in my project pan. So I've been in need of another brown eyeliner to do a tight line with. I also panned my Urban Decay black liner earlier this year that I was using to tight line. So, you know, Jessica Braun said that this doesn't transfer down. This is great. I got it in the shade Tiramisu, which is just a dark brown color. And these are shorter than the Urban Decay ones, but I'm curious how long this is going to last me. I did use this in my Get Ready With Me that I just posted, and so far I have been enjoying it. It does not transfer down once I get it onto my tight line. As long as I don't blink down hard, I'm good to go. So I'm glad to have got this, and again, with the sale price, I think I paid $7 for it. So the other Sephora item that I ended up picking up is the Big Volume Mascara. I go through about 2 of these a year. I love them. This is my perfect type of mascara, and by my calculations, I should be done with all of my mascaras by September, and so I wanted to pick another one of these up. prior to the next VIB sale because I did not want to be without this mascara. And the last item that I picked up was one of the Sephora favorite sets. It's the Vacay All Day set. And I already threw away the bag and the packaging, so I'll pop up a picture of it here. But these are all the items that came in that kit. And so I did get a full size of the Tower 28 SOS, what is this, like a toner spray. I know Samantha March was talking about this and how it really helped calm down like redness and inflammation in her face. And so I've been wanting to try this, so I was happy to be able to get it in a set. There was this, was it Slather Tropics Exfoliating Body Serum. This does have retinol and lactic acid in it. And I've used this a couple times on my arms before bed because, again, KP. And this actually, I woke up and my arms were like baby smooth. So again, I've only used it a couple times, so the jury's still out. But so far, first impression, I'm really liking this. I don't know if I like it enough to pay full price for this. And then always, if you put, you know, an acid or retinol on your skin, make sure to wear sunscreen the next day. It did come with a mini of the Way Body and Scalp Scrub. This is in the St. Bart's scent. This is different than the other one that I got. Again, I'll be happy to use this up, but this is not a product that I'm going to go out and purchase all the time. There's scrubs that are a lot cheaper. There was a mini of the Drunk Elephant Debronzy. I don't know how much use I would have for a product like this, but I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see what I think. Sorry, puppy dog noises. There was a mini of the Supergoop Glow Screen, and so I've gone through 2 full sizes of this in the past. I do enjoy this sunscreen. There was another mini of the ABH Brow Gel. There is a mini of the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof, which I like the original, so I'm curious about the waterproof. There's a mini of the Freck Pen. I'm not going to use this, so this doesn't really have value to me. We got this tiny mini of the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush. I haven't opened this up and tried it yet, so I don't know what the color looks like, but this is in Provence, and I feel like I would enjoy rolling this into a project and just like using this up to completion. And then the other full-size product was the Makeup by Mario. This is one of the glowing lips in Bronze Glow. I've used this a couple times. It has a little bit of a tingle to it. It kind of makes the back of my throat itchy, so I'm not sure about this, if I'll be able to use this all the way up to completion, but again, I'm happy to try the formula. So those are all the items that I picked up in the month of April. So my total purchases was $139.88. And I did not dip below my budget. I did very, very well. I came close, but I did not dip below. So my year-to-date purchases for the past 4 months, I've spent $391.97. So about $100 a month, which is kind of what my budget is. I had a little bit of a bump in March because I had 3 paychecks in March. But overall, I've spent about $100 a month, which I am satisfied with. So those are all of my empties and purchases for the month of April. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any questions about the items that I went through, or if you have any recommendations on how to make some of these things work, especially the bronzy drops, let me know down below. I really do appreciate your feedback. I want to encourage you to stick around for panning content, conscious consumerism. I'm going to start doing some makeup looks, some eyeshadow stuff. If you want to see more of that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment down below, do all the things. I really do appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next one.